You are, it seems, a man of many skills. A rare combination.
Approximately, how much do you make a week?
What's good? Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you guys are starting off the new year strong, because I'm ready to get this year started, man. I'm so excited. There's lots of stocks that are looking primed, but the market overall is kind of a little bit scary. Today was a little bit of a red flag in the market, but there's still some good stocks out there. So I wanted to go over MMED one more time, because last time I updated you guys, it was the volume climax. So it was on this, I dropped a video explaining what was going to happen after this day. And I basically said, due to the volume climax, there's going to be like probably a drawdown in the stock for a little while. So it happened. There was a little bit of a drawdown. So ever since the volume climax, it happened to drop 40%. Which is okay. That's fine. Do I still think there's opportunity here? 100%. And I'm ready. Let's go. So I want to break this down real quick. I thought I would show you guys another example that MMED is starting to remind me of. Is this gonna happen? Not necessarily. We don't know yet. It could completely flop, to be honest. But it's shaping up to look real good, and I'm really looking forward to the potential on MMED once again. So I just thought I would bring up an example. A few months ago, I was trading Very, and it did the exact same thing with the volume climax, right? So I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I'm preparing myself for MMED. So I'm using Very to prepare me for MMED in a way, because they're both similar stocks, like in range, and not just that, but like they're acting very similar as well. So we'll get started right now. As you can see, Very was very flat, and then it started to pop. And what happened when it popped? It had a same volume climax situation, just like MMED did. And look at what happened afterwards, right? So after the volume climax, for a few weeks, price was stagnant. It didn't really go back up, but then it regained some strength again, and then it really popped off again. And when we use the Fibonacci extension tool here, it's awesome because it gives you a really good target for the stock, right? So I like to use that on, I used that on Very, and it ended up playing out. Like, as you could see, it hit some of the targets here. So my thought process is now to use the Fib extension for MMED to see where can we possibly maybe go up to in the future. So when we lock it all out here, it says we could be hitting around potentially $9, $9.50. So how am I gonna like prepare myself for this? Because at the moment the stock's kind of going down. Well, this is what I'm doing. I already bought and hold some shares at around $4. So my plan is to just hold those and watch the stock now, because now that I have Very to look at and see, like, this is what happens after a volume climax, but there's still some strength in the stock. I'm getting the vibes MMED is along the same path here. They also have some good news coming out at the end of the month, I believe, with some trials that they're gonna begin or something along the lines of that. So there's bullish catalysts in the near future on MMED. Another thing that I'm noticing here, when we look at MMED, the bear volume is dropping off just like it did on Very. So it's starting to give me signals, okay, the sellers are slowly dying out here. Once the buyers get back in, since I already have a position, I'm going to reap the benefits of being in prior. But I'm looking to add more shares. So if there happens to be, tomorrow, if there's another dip in the stock, like if it goes down to 350, I'm a buyer. So that's my plan. If it dips under the 20 EMA, I'm going to be adding more shares. And I'm going to be watching. I do not want to see the stock break below like 260, because as you could see here on Very, what happened was after the volume climax, it did break down, but it didn't come and test previous resistance, which is kind of a strength signal. So I'd be looking for the same thing here on MMED. I would not want to see it come back down to this prior resistance level. I kind of want to see it hold this range here and like hover around the 20 EMA. That's showing me a lot of strength. So the next things that I'm looking for are spikes in bull volume, and I want to see the sellers just dry out, because then that's verifying that there's going to be an increase in price in the near future. So I thought I would just break that down because that was a little cool example that I found recently. So cheers, guys.